And here we go. Good old technology, huh? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another She Myth Eliminator story. I'm Tracy Wilson, as you know, co-author of the book, The She Myth, which we are very proud to have out in the marketplace right now. So today I have got an amazing guest with me, Marie-France Garon, whom I've known for a couple of years now, and I have been privileged to kind of watch her and her husband travel all over the world. So if you want to kind of know how to travel around, these are the guys that you want to be watching, because some of the places they go to are just absolutely magnificent. But also they are now in her hometown back in Canada, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her history, her backstory, some of the things that she has done, some of the she myths that she's had to overcome in her lifetime, and what it is that she is up to now, because she is absolutely somebody who is really successful in the industry that she's in. And of course, she is successful. She comes along here, all color coordinated and everything. I'm feeling a little bit inadequate with not being color coordinated, but there she goes. She matches in with the She Myth brand perfectly. So welcome to the show. Someone's saying classy lady. She absolutely is. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and share my story with all of you here. First of all, so where I'm from in Canada, it's a very small village of 5,000 population. I think when I was growing up, it was 3. And so it's a village. And just a little average family, my family with 5 children, 4 girls. And my brother is the youngest. So really, it was the women here with my mom as well. She's a strong woman. She's 91. And
wow.
She was shoveling the snow this afternoon, by the way. So that's my mom. She's really amazing. And so when we were growing up, my father had his own business. And so you could say that it was a household of women doing everything that needs to be done around the house, because he was working 70 to 80 hours a week. And so my mom was the one that was doing just everything around the house, and she's still doing that. She's really amazing.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
91 and she's out shoveling the snow. She's a powerhouse.
Oh right? Yep, she loves doing it as well, and really amazing. And just another thing about the family, while we're talking about family, my grandmother in 1934 was a bank manager.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
unheard of in those days. That was during the war, huh? So so it's to say
it really is unheard of to have a female bank manager way back then. Good for her.
Yeah.
It's in the blood, obviously, Marie-France.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So they're always, we're always asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? Huh? This is the question all the kids are asked, and everybody has a story of what they wanted to be, a nurse or a fireman or whatever, or a doctor or whatever. So I was trying to think about that for this interview, and all I can remember is I wanted to be a millionaire. And I didn't know how. And I didn't have any particular plans, but in some ways I felt that I knew I was going to be quite comfortable, I don't know if it's call me a millionaire, but anyway, I that's what I wanted. But I wasn't too good with the studying. I wasn't too good at school, and I quit early, and I started working in a retail shop where it was fun, one of those boutique where they sell nice clothes for young people. We put the music really loud in the shop, and we could dance and have fun at the same time and chit chat. And so I thought this was fun. They were paying me for that, and I just thought this was the best. And then when I was 23, I had an opportunity to start my own shop. So I felt really excited and very proud, because you know, I had my own business at 23. Wow. I thought I was so good. It was a shoe shop. And of course, people that know me, they know I have hundreds of pairs of shoes. I love shoes, like many women as well. So it was fun to have a shoe shop. And I was excited because I was going to be rich. And I knew that I had to work a little bit hard to get it off the ground and get it going. And I couldn't afford to have any employees. It was a small franchise, a small shop. And so I did all the hours myself at first. But what was exciting is that when it's up and going, I can go travel to Italy and buy the shoes and, you know, just come and check out, you know, the employees and make sure everything is fine and have a good time. And so that was the plan. But at first I had to do all the hours myself. And then that's what I did. And after 18 months of really working all the hours, all the time, we had to close the doors. That was over. And so for me, that really kept me away later from looking again at the traditional sort of business, retail business, because I understood that there's some risks in there as well. But it was a great experience. And, you know, I went back working in a shoe shop for someone else, building their dreams, I suppose. And it was 10 years later that I was introduced to the network marketing profession. And when I saw that concept, I was really excited, really immediately. I mean, I was really, you know, excited because I thought, you know, this is a business where you can make your own wealth. You can, you know, you're your own boss, but also this is a business where you can also share with others, and, you know, everybody has equal opportunity. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, or your age, or your language, or whatever. Everybody has the same opportunity. And so I was so excited when I found out about that. But of course, you know, not everybody would agree. I know there's, you know, some people that don't really like this industry, but like it or not, it's a 200 billion a year industry. So there is business to do in there. And I was so proud and so excited to see our own CEO, Asma Ishak, in the She Meet book.
Absolutely, because she's amazing. You know, when we did some research on her, she was like the epitome of a champion CEO. So we were very intrigued with her story. So we absolutely had to have that included. When you think about like the background that you've had and sort of growing up in a small town, and I know that you've sort of small town girl ended up sort of traveling the world and taking your business to kind of all corners, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that, you know, you experienced through that time that maybe were a bit challenging, that were like, you know, really pushed kind of, you know, some of those, the boundaries and maybe some of the buttons that you thought, hey, hang on a minute, this isn't quite right. And then realizing a little bit further down the track that, oh, you know, maybe that what happened to me actually impacted me in some way, shape or form. Can you think of a time in your situation where that has happened?
Totally. In my early days, it was in 1994. So what is it, 28 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And at that time, when I was introduced to the profession, I'd, you know, worked in the shop and, you know, being in sales position and things like that. But actually, I was unemployed at that time. So I thought, okay, this is awesome. Let's get going. But you know what? Even if you're going to, in that type of business, even if you're going to put all your effort and do all what it takes and what they say to do and, you know, type of thing, you're not going to be a millionaire after 3 months. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time. And the rewards are always, you know, you put in all the hours and the rewards is very little at beginning. And
Yeah.
so at a point I was like, okay, I better go and find another job. If I want to continue this business, I couldn't survive just doing that on its own. But this is at this point that one of our people in our group, in our team, he said, why don't you come to Australia? Because the company was opening in Australia, and he says, why don't you travel? And he was already there actually. And he says, come over to Australia. And whoa, okay. So I thought, okay, he's sending me a airfare to travel to Australia, maybe, you know. And so I was just a little bit excited, and I said to him that, you know, yeah, I'd love to come to Australia, but I didn't have even any money. The credit cards were choking. I was at the end of everything, and on top of that, my relationship of 13 years just broke off. So I was just all on my own, and there was no other way to survive anyway. So I had nothing in front of me, and I would have loved to go, but I had no money. And you know what he said to me? He said, well, don't you have a house? And I go, yeah, I have a house. It's not paid off or anything. Well, he said, you can sell your house? So anyway, I said to him that I'll think about it. And so afterwards, it was around the Christmas that year, and I thought, okay, I can just go back to a job in a shop and continue that, or jump. I sold the house. I paid the other debts that I had and all the credit cards debts. I bought an airfare to Australia. And then I arrived in Australia. I had $1,300 in the whole world in my pocket. I was 35. And so it was scary. And as you know, our business is a business where you're going to find some people, introduce them to the concept and share with the people. So for me, I didn't know anybody in Australia, and I was there to build my business. I'm supposed to go and meet some new people and talk to some people. But the biggest challenge I had is I didn't speak English.
So how did you navigate that? Like, obviously,
yeah, I cried a lot.
English speaking, yeah, you cried a lot.
Yeah, so that was a bit silly, but I had a place to stay. They say you come and stay with us, so I didn't have to pay rent or things like that, and I was with someone that was able to really teach me a lot, which I learned really a lot. But yeah, I found it so hard. He made me answer the phone, and I didn't understand what the other person say at the other end. He was pushing me so hard, make me do some phone calls and things like that. And it was such a tough time. Oh my gosh, I thought, what did I do? But of course, I learned a lot.
What I love about that, Marie-France, is that you had an opportunity, and a lot of people would have said, oh my God, sell my house. No way, because they would have done, the logical brain would have kicked in, right? They would have done the math and went, well, by the time I've paid everything off and brought myself a ticket, I'm going to have $1,300 left that has got to, I've got to survive on when I'm in a brand new country. I don't know the language, and I have to survive on this for goodness knows how long, until such time as you get yourself on your feet. But you jumped, you backed yourself, you believed in, what it was that you were doing. And given that you as a young girl were like, I'm going to be a millionaire, I don't know how I'm going to do it, that is what's going to happen for me. You just believe that were your pathway, and then you just continue to make those decisions. What I'm interested to know is, if I take you back again, I want to go back to like this time when you were 24 years old, and you had purchased you'd got your own shoe shop, and then something didn't quite go right, and you had to shut the shoe shop down. at that moment, a lot of being young, being a woman, I'm sure you would have had, unless you had an amazing circle of people around you, at some point you would have had, well, it didn't work because she's too young. It's okay. It's just she's a young girl. She hasn't quite got it all together yet. Or, she wasn't very good at developing business at that time, again, because you were too young. Because the stereotypes are that, to have a successful business, it's not possible if you are so young, at a young age. So what I'm interested in is that moment in time could have broken, for a lot of people, it can break you down and be like, well, buy into that, the stereotypes, buy into the labels of, yeah, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. Clearly that wasn't the case for you. So what did you do that enabled you to just kind of brush it off and just keep going, knowing that that was just part of the journey and part of the lessons that you needed to learn? How did you do that?
Well, definitely there was a feeling of failure at first, and having to go back and be an employee in someone else's shop. But, that's me. I was treating that shop like if it was my own, and doing all the hours again and doing all my best and being, just the best. But very soon I thought, I have to find something else. There's something better for me. There's more that I can do. And I continuously had my eyes open, and I were open to opportunity, really. And that's what we have to do. We have to stay with an open mind and believe that there's something. That's very important, because it's too easy to fall back in a little routine, just like about everybody else. They go to work, they go home, and they watch TV, and they start again the next day, and then you fall into this little routine. But I never was that type of person. I always knew there has to be something else, and I always kept an open mind. And for me, that's why when I was introduced to this concept, I just was excited. I just knew this is it. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah.
What I love about that particular piece is really, really important, because, that message that you've just shared and that story you've just shared will be touching somebody of that age who is going through a similar situation right now. Yeah. And, like you say, we've got a couple of choices in that situation, right? One is to look at it like, oh my God, I'm a failure, and oh, I'm this and I'm that, and get really down on ourselves. Or the other is, okay, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Yes, it might not be the end game that I'm looking for. I know this is not my forever thing, but when I go there, I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to show up as being the best version of myself. I'm going to treat that business as if it were my own. And then I'm going to keep my eyes and my ears open for other opportunities. And that simple mindset of moving forward with that type of mentality was the key to you then seeing the opportunity that presented itself, right? Yeah. And then, everything that followed from that, oh my gosh, sell my house and move to a brand new country, no English, all of those things kind of unfolded because you had that.
And, burn your bridges too. I think, for me, I had really my back to the wall. It was go back to the shop and work for someone else, or jump. And, when they say burn your bridges, I think I was at that point. And even more when I did do the move and got on that plane. And even, being in a plane, I've never, I was in a plane once before I went to Australia. Now, I was even so scared just going on the plane, because I don't know how it works in airports, and I don't speak the language. And I was afraid to get lost. And, I had to find my way when I arrived in Australia. They drive on the wrong side of the road. On the other side.
Those crazy people drive on the wrong side, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was crazy. It was scary, but far out. I'm so glad I did. I just hate to think. I hate to think of what it would be if I didn't go. Because
Yeah.
as I said to you, I was once in the plane, and then since that, as you know, you mentioned earlier, we travel so much all the time to all of the countries. We lived in Malaysia as well. And then we always come back here to Canada. We go to the US 2, 3, 4 times a year, Europe, everywhere. It's just, like this has been really, really amazing for us to be able to travel everywhere and see so many places. So, to anyone, that maybe think that, this type of business is not real, or it can't make money, then if you haven't found anyone yet that have succeeded in this industry, you know one now. Here,
Absolutely. You
I'm the
know that
one.
Marie France is somebody who has absolutely excelled in that industry. And what's great about this is that we get to share all of these stories, and you get to, I mean, for me, I get to uncover and hear,
Yeah.
what all of these amazing women are doing. And the vast majority that I'm speaking to through this She Myth Eliminator series actually have gone on and are helping women in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, you help them create an income using the the vehicle of network marketing, which has worked out particularly well for you and your husband, given that you're able to travel the world. But like I said, the fundamental thing has been like making that change, knowing belief. So having that absolute belief in what it is that you wanted, and then making sure that whatever decisions you made, slowly but surely, inched you towards that goal that you had, which was to become a millionaire. And also the point that I want to make is like burning the bridges.
Yeah.
Often we move through life and we think, oh, I'm just going to stay safe. I'll kind of keep some toes in that pond just in case. So I've got a safety net I can run back to. But often if you're going to make, you want to do it, and you want to do it in a big way, you must burn your bridges and just absolutely decide that is it. Decide that that's where you're moving forward to. And all of a sudden, things start to happen, right? Exactly what happened for you. One thing leads to another, and things start to line themselves up in front of you to lead you to the pathway that you are, that you're desiring. So I want to say thank you so much for being on the show today, because those stories are truly inspirational, of like being a young girl, being, really ambitious about what it was that you wanted to do, knowing that, as a lot of young people aspire to, I want to be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a blah, blah, blah. You didn't really have any of that. You just knew that whatever it was you were going to do was going to lead you to a life of abundance. And that's what you did. You carried on to create that pathway that leads you to a life of abundance. And then once you receive that, you're then now teaching other people how to do the same thing. And I love it. So thank you so much for being here. Before we part, I do want to ask another question. I want to ask, what is a piece of advice or a message that you would like to share with other women out there?
First of all, I'll get to this in a minute if you want, but just one other thing that I wanted to share with everybody here is that right now, with this crazy year that we just had, I've created my own YouTube channel. And and I'm doing something fun, and something that started for me just nearly by accident. So because our company has some weight loss product and different products that we have, healthy products, and but they launched a weight loss product that based on the Mediterranean eating. And then so I start, I face a lot of my people, they say, oh, what do we do Mediterranean? They didn't know what to do. And I started doing little coaching and little cooking, and I do a little recording because my husband, Peter, he's in video production and all those things. So he's recording me. And I have my YouTube channel now, and that's the fun part now that I do. I, of course, continue to work with my team, but now I have a YouTube channel and I do my cooking, and that's my love. That's my passion. I just enjoy that. And I know this is helping a lot of people as well. So this is just the fun of the thing at the moment that I'm doing. And
I've been watching you do your cooking show too. And oh, you're a pretty good cook. You could totally come and stay with me anytime you like.
Okay.
I'm happy to accept your cooking of an evening. But so if people actually want to follow you on YouTube, where do they go?
Okay, it's called Healthy Cooking for Food Lovers.
Oh, here we go. I think that was come up here. Look, somebody else is also following you, and they've said,
yeah.
There you go, guys. Go and follow Marie-France on YouTube, and you can watch her making these amazing meals. I'm so jealous every night I see them. I'm like, oh, that looks so good. And you can also learn how to cook Mediterranean style. Yeah.
And, that's what 2020 did for us. We created that channel in July last year. So there's a lot of good coming out of 2020. Lots of people doing things differently, and it's been great in some ways.
Vicky Helmer, she's cooking at my house first.
Oh, yeah.
I think Peter and Marie-France have to come back to Australia at some point, so I might win that.
This is true. When I go to friends' place, I go, can I cook dinner? And they go, absolutely. So it happens a lot. So, when I'm coming to your place, I'm cooking.
You can cook. Well, there you go, guys. I'll hold you to that. So anyway, I want to say thank you so much for being on the show. I'm loving everything that you're doing. You're just a ball of energy that is just, lovely to talk with, lovely to be around. And, the things that you have done in your life are just, like I said, are inspirational, and are certainly going to be things that other people can, watch and also follow and emulate what it is that you're doing. If they need a little bit of help to do it, well, they now know where to go.
Exactly.
So I'm going to want to come back to this one message, because
I've got
finish it always with a lovely message for our viewers.
So what I want to say to everybody is follow your instinct, and when an opportunity is offered to you, just say yes and figure it out later. Because what if?
That's right.
What if I stayed and I didn't go to Australia and I didn't, what if? So just accept, say yes when there's an opportunity, and you'll figure it out. So I hope that it's been enlightening for some people. I hope I inspired some people here, and it was a great pleasure to be here with you, Tracy. We needed to catch up as well, huh? We need to.
It's been way too long. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you so much for being here and just sharing so openly. And I'm, thank you for doing what you do to help other people also create the same sort of lifestyle and abundance that both you and Peter have. And no doubt we will be chatting again very, very soon, for sure. So for now, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching this morning. Like I said, if you want to, you want to follow Marie-France, you know where to find her on YouTube. And of course, she's also got some other opportunities that may be available if you're looking for something in particular. Marie-France is the lovely lady that you can go to that will absolutely help you with that and support you on your journey to creating a lifestyle and, income through network marketing. So thank you so much for being here. For those of you who haven't already got your hands on a copy of the book, you know where to go. It's right below here, amazon.com or amazon.com.au if you're in Australia. Search for The She Myth. You will find the beautiful pink book sitting on Amazon, and you'll be able to purchase it. It is actually, it was supposed to go up in price from 99 cents, but our publisher hasn't yet moved it. So if you want a copy of the ebook, you still can go there and grab yourself a copy of that. Vicky and I are telling her that the price needs to go up, so we don't know when that is going to happen. So we are waiting for that moment, and the price will be going up on the ebook version. But if you want a copy of it, you can still get it for 99 cents. Otherwise, you can get yourself a paperback or a hardback version. And I've had heaps of people saying to me, I prefer the paperback. I just want to hold it in my hands. And if you want to hold it in your hands, I want to tell you that I do too. I am waiting for my author's copy to arrive, which I'm hoping is going to be here in the next week. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I'm going to say ish. Around 8 o'clock mark, and for another She Myth Eliminator story. So thank you very much for being here today. See you guys again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.
Thanks, Tracy.
Bye.